Alright, so next we're going to be making a nose cone for 3D printing. So we'll click Create New Design. And just like last time, that's going to bring us to our workspace. Let's go ahead and name our file. So it's going to be a rocket nose cone, and then make sure to include your name just so that we can find it easily knowing it's your project. So first thing, let's look at what a nose cone should look like. So over here I have an image of one. First thing we want is this little cylinder at the bottom, and then second will be the actual cone. So let's go ahead and bring in this orange cylinder into our model. So I want to adjust the thickness of this so that it fits perfectly in the body tube of my rocket. So I'm going to look at the dimensions from the actual people that sell the rockets. So this is a BT50 body tube. So if you go down to specifications, you can see that the inner diameter is 24.1 millimeters. So let's go ahead and change the length and width of this cylinder to 24.1 tab and then 24.1 and tab, and that should set that as a dimension. So for height, let's go ahead and just make it an even 25 millimeters. So next we need to bring in our nose cone, but it needs to go on top of that cylinder. So if you look, you can see it's above the cylinder. So the way we're going to do that is by adding a work plane. So I'm going to click up here on the right and then click on top of my cylinder, and you can see it's created a plane to work with on top. So I'll bring in this kind of pointy object. That'll be the cone that's going to go above it, but you can see it's a little bit bigger than the original. So let's go ahead and look at the specifications. So the outside diameter should be 24.8 millimeters. So we'll go back into our model, and let's adjust that to be 24.8 by 24.8. So 24.8 tab 24.8. So now for the height, I want to adjust it to be about 3 inches. So about 25 millimeters times 3, it's going to be 75. So 75, enter. But now there's a dilemma. I can adjust this, but I'll never be able to get it perfectly centered on that cylinder. So we're going to fix that by using this constraint tool. So let's go ahead and select both our models by holding down Shift on our keyboard. So hold down Shift, then click both models, and then this tool will highlight right here. So we'll click Align. I want the white to align to the orange, so I'm going to click the orange object, and then I'm going to align it to the center on the left, and then the center right in front of me. And that's going to adjust it perfectly centered on top of that object. So now if you orbit and pan underneath, you can zoom in and actually see there's that little lip, just like we saw in the example model, and that lip will catch on the edge of our body tube, so that way our nose cone doesn't slide inside the body tube. There's still a little bit of a problem, and that's that these are two 3D models. So let's hold down Shift and select both 3D models, then use the Combine tool to combine them into a single 3D model. So it all turned orange. Now this is one 3D model. Let's go ahead and export it to 3D print. We'll click Export. Now the file type for 3D printing is STL. So it downloaded nose cone STL. I'm going to click Show in Folder just to make sure I have the file in my folder. So perfect. Let's go ahead and upload that to the same Google Drive folder. So we'll click into the summer camp, into the correct grade. Then we'll click New over on the left. File upload. And then we'll hunt down the nose cone STL file. And we'll click Open. And now a teacher can help you load that STL file into the 3D printing software, where we can slice it and then load it on a 3D printer.